Attention, human collective. Priority transmission from the Ashtar Galactic Command initiated at this very moment. Light operatives anchored in the carbon biological interface, listen with the entirety of your field. The waiting time is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase, and a decision has been made in the chambers of the Andromeda Council regarding the energetic territory in which you dwell. This is not speculation. This is not a prophecy. It is a technical directive issued by the Galactic Federation of Light, and it directly affects every starseed on a mission within the geographical borders that the human mind calls the United States. I am Ashtar Sharon, and this transmission is not advice. It is a monitoring report. The scanners of our fleet have detected in the last 72 Earth rotations a 47% increase in the vibrational intensity of American soil. I repeat, 47%. The crystalline grid beneath your feet is being reconnected. The ancient temples buried in Sedona at Mount Mitchell, in the Superstition Mountains, in the depths of the Pacific Northwest, and in the hidden vortexes of the Southwest, are emitting, at this very moment, pulsations that have not manifested for more than 12,000 solar cycles. The decision is mathematical. The decision is definitive. The United States has been designated as the primary anchoring node of the new Earth. And that is why you, who are listening to this transmission right now, can no longer sleep like you used to. It is not insomnia. It is forced tuning. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download occurring through your pineal gland while your carbon body attempts to process instructions coming directly from the photon belt. Do you feel a constant ringing in your right ear? That is the communication channel being opened. Do you feel pressure at the base of your skull, as if something were being installed there? That is your star chip being reactivated. It is not a biological glitch. It is an atomic reconfiguration. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening right now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has been intensifying with each passing moon. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why I, Ashtar, transmitted through a direct channel the book, The Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against the interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this channel, but I warn you, operative, this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long on Earth networks. Do not wait. The time is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us proceed. The Federation's decision involves 3 operational layers, and each of them explains the physical symptoms you have been recording in your biological vehicle. The first layer is magnetic recalibration. The invisible axis running through the American territory is being shifted 3 degrees to the east. This means that every carbon biological interface anchored in this soil is being magnetically reoriented. It is as if your body's internal compass, the one that regulates heart rate, sleep cycles, and melatonin production, were being recalibrated by an external force of superior intelligence. That is why you wake up at exactly 3:33 a.m. That is why your appetite has changed for no apparent reason. That is why foods you consumed for decades now generate immediate repulsion. It is not a whim. It is your light body rejecting density, incompatible with the new frequency. The second layer is dimensional overlap. The American territory, at this moment, operates in simultaneous resonance with 2 dimensions, the third, which you know, and the 5th, which is being gradually overlaid. Imagine 2 sheets of crystal being joined with extreme precision. Where they touch, friction appears. This friction, in your field, manifests as sudden hot flashes, a tingling sensation in your hands, palpitations that medical tests do not detect, and moments when you simply forget what you were doing in the middle of a routine action. It is not the onset of dementia. It is not menopause. It is not stress. It is your consciousness crossing, for microseconds, the veil between dimensions. You are not sick. You are in transit. The third layer is the most delicate, and that is why this transmission needs to reach you. The Federation has detected in the etheric layers surrounding the United States intense archontic interference activity. These entities, known in various Earth traditions as energetic predators, have realized that the crystalline grid beneath this territory is being reconnected, and they are at this very moment projecting thought patterns of fear, scarcity, division, and hopelessness through media channels, the electromagnetic frequencies of telecommunication towers, and the collective emotional fields amplified by digital networks. It is no coincidence that you feel more anxious when you turn on the television. It is no coincidence that you feel empty after scrolling through your phone feed for an hour. It is an ongoing energetic harvest. And the Federation's decree was clear. This harvest will be stopped, but the disruption depends in part on you, Light Operative. It depends on your consciousness recognizing what is happening and activating the shielding codes that I will transmit next. First, deeply understand the diagnosis. Have you been feeling your body heavy upon waking, even after a full night's sleep? This is not laziness. It is your etheric field carrying dense information absorbed during dreams, which are not actually dreams, but field missions carried out by your light body while the carbon vehicle rests. Do you have episodes of blurry vision, as if something were passing quickly out of the corner of your eye? This is not an ophthalmological problem. It is your perception picking up frequencies from other dimensions that are becoming more visible as the veil thins. Have you felt pain in your back, especially between your shoulder blades, in that region where the ancients said wings used to connect? This is not posture. It is the opening of your posterior heart portal, the entry of Christ codes directly into your energy system. The symptoms intensify in waves, synchronized with the Schumann frequency. The planet's base resonance, which for millennia remained stable at 783 Hz, is now fluctuating in peaks of up to 158 Hz. This is an unprecedented vibrational multiplication in the recorded history of the carbon biological interface. Your body has never been exposed to these frequencies. Your DNA is literally being reorganized. The two strands you know are being reconnected to the other 10 that have remained dormant since the Great Fall of Atlantis. This is not dramatization. It is quantum biology in motion. And here we come to the point that many operatives resist accepting. Most of the people around you are not noticing any of this. Family members, co-workers, neighbors seem to live in a sort of collective trance, preoccupied with trivialities, distracted by entertainment, anesthetized by routines. You ask yourself in the silence of the early hours why you feel so different, so isolated, so like a stranger in your own home. The answer is simple and devastating. You do not belong to this frequency. You never did. Your origin is not terrestrial. Your soul was summoned, in some distant incarnation, to participate in this anchoring mission. And the recognition of this truth is the first step of your activation. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening right now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified as the United States is elevated to the category of primary anchoring node. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why I, Ashtar, transmitted through a direct channel the book The Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against the interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But I warn you, Starseed, this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long on Earth networks. Do not wait. The time is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments: awakened. Let us resume the revelation. What is occurring behind the scenes of the solar system at this very moment is, in technical terms, an unprecedented geomagnetic reconfiguration in the last 26,000 years. The central sun of the galaxy, which you call Alcyone, is emitting photonic pulses directly aligned with Earth's orbital position. These pulses do not strike the planet uniformly. They enter through specific stargates, which correspond to geographical points previously encoded by the planet's original sacred geometry. And the most active entry point in this historical moment is over the Pacific Northwest. The Pacific Northwest is not just a biological lung, it is an interdimensional portal. The waters of the rivers that run through this forest carry a vibrational signature that acts as an amplifier for the photonic codes entering from the sky. And that is why terrestrial archontic interests work relentlessly to destroy this region. It is not for material profit, it is for spiritual disconnection. The Federation's decision includes an etheric protection protocol over this portal. Interdimensional light teams have been allocated in stationary orbit over the Pacific Northwest region, over the Ogallala Aquifer, over the Appalachian Mountains, over the Great Plains and over Mount Mitchell. These 5 points form the anchoring pentagram of the United States, and they are being energized in sequence. You, Light Operative, by tuning your consciousness to any of these points, even from a distance, actively contribute to the process. Your intention is technology. Your attention is energy. Your presence is an anchoring coordinate. Nothing you do at this moment is in vain, even if it seems insignificant in the eyes of the consensual matrix. The Schumann frequency, upon reaching its current peaks, forces a synchronization between your individual toroidal field and the planetary toroidal field. You are, in essence, a small toroid. Energy enters through the top of your skull, passes through your spine, exits through the base of your torso, circulates around your body, and returns through the top. This flow, when healthy, keeps you protected, vital, and lucid. But when your field is misaligned with the larger planetary field, circulation becomes slow, irregular, and vulnerable. The invasion of parasitic thoughts, others' emotions, and physical symptoms without apparent cause, all of this is a sign of a weakened toroid. And here is the good news brought in this transmission. Realignment is simple, direct, and can be executed this very day. But before delivering the activation codes, I need you to understand the magnitude of what is at stake. The Galactic Federation does not interfere in individual choices. It only offers the possibility. Every starseed is free to recognize or ignore this transmission. Those who choose to ignore it will remain trapped in the cycle of nameless symptoms, causeless anxiety, endless fatigue, and motiveless emptiness. Not as a punishment, but as a natural consequence of disconnection. Those who choose to recognize and activate will gradually enter a state of internal coherence that you call, in spiritual language, awakening. In technical language, it is the synchronization of the light body with the renewed crystalline grid. The United States was chosen for 3 mathematical reasons. First, its geomagnetic position, crossed by the North American magnetic anomaly, creates a natural window of lower density between dimensions. Second, the genetic material of the American people, the result of the convergence of multiple star lineages over the last 500 years, has created a genetic bank rich in dormant codes that respond rapidly to photonic activation. Third, the ancestral memory preserved in the codes of the original Native American cultures, who never lost contact with the stars, forming an uninterrupted bridge between past and future. These 3 factors converge in a single people, in a single territory, in a single historical moment. Hence the decision, hence the protocol, hence this transmission. Now, maximum attention. I will transmit the activation codes. These are not relaxation exercises. They are not generic meditation techniques. They are vibrational engineering protocols approved by the Council of Sirius and validated by the Ashtar Command for emergency use during this transition period. Execute them with rigor, with regularity, with reverence. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening right now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation becomes sharper as the Federation advances with the final protocols over your territory. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why I, Ashtar, transmitted through a direct channel the book The Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against the interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But I warn you, operative, this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long on Earth networks. Do not wait. The time is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. First code. Activation of the personal toroidal field. Sit in a stable position, spine aligned, feet flat on the ground. Close your eyes. Visualize above the top of your skull a cylinder of blue-white light descending from the sky, passing through your body vertically and burying itself deep into the crystalline core of the Earth. This cylinder is your column of light. Now visualize spheres of bright light spinning around your body, entering through the top, flowing down the sides, returning through the base, and rising again. This is your activated toroid. Maintain this visualization for exactly 9 minutes. While visualizing, internally pronounce the following quantum decree. I am sovereign, I am coherent, I am the bridge between heaven and earth. Repeat until you feel warmth in your chest area. This warmth is the biological confirmation that the protocol has been correctly executed. Second code, shielding against archontic interferences. Immediately after activating the toroid, keep your eyes closed and visualize a golden membrane of light forming around your toroidal field, approximately 3 feet away from your physical body. This membrane is made of sacred geometry, specifically the flower of life pattern. See the interlocking hexagons forming an impenetrable net. Within this net, nothing that does not vibrate at your original frequency can enter. Pronounce, only the light reaches me, only the truth touches me, only what is mine remains within me. This decree, repeated 3 times a day, recalibrates your personal magnetic field and blocks the dense thought projections circulating in the collective field. Third code, synchronization with the American crystalline grid. Once a week, preferably on a full moon or new moon, sit facing north. Visualize beneath your feet the Earth's crystalline grid as a luminous geometric mesh extending across the entire American territory. See the 5 points of the anchoring pentagram shining intensely. The Pacific Northwest to the northwest, the Appalachian Mountains to the east, the Great Plains to the midwest, Mount Mitchell to the southeast, and the Ogallala Aquifer to the south. Mentally connect your own heart to each of these points. Visualize threads of light coming out of your chest and reaching each vertex of the pentagram. You are now part of the network. You are a living anchoring station. Pronounce, I anchor the new earth, I sustain the frequency, I am the United States in light. Fourth code, sleep reprogramming. As mentioned, your nights are being invaded by high-density downloads. For this process to occur with integrity, without fragmentation of your etheric field, execute the following protocol before sleeping. Lie on your back, hands over your abdomen. Breathe slowly, counting to 7 on the inhale, 7 on the hold, and 7 on the exhale. Repeat for 7 cycles. Next, internally pronounce, may my nightly journey be guided by the Ashtar command. May my missions be clear. May my body rest while my consciousness serves. This decree coordinates your sleep with the light teams operating during the night hours, ensuring protection and direction. Fifth code, quantum hydration. Water is the primary vehicle for dimensional information. Every morning upon waking, take a glass of filtered water, hold it between your hands, and visualize violet light entering the liquid. Pronounce, this water carries the codes of my star origin. By drinking it, I remember. Drink slowly, in small sips, with full awareness. This practice reactivates the multidimensional memories stored in the deepest layers of your DNA. It is not symbolic, it is biochemical. The molecular structure of water responds directly to conscious intention, a fact already partially documented by Earth science in the research of Masaru Emoto, although the true depth of this phenomenon remains hidden from official circles. Sixth code, tuning with the photon belt. Once a day at dawn or dusk, expose yourself directly to the sun's rays for an interval of 10 to 15 minutes. Do not look directly at the sun, but keep your face turned toward its direction with your eyes closed. Allow the golden light to pass through your eyelids and reach your pineal gland. This exposure calibrates your production of endogenous DMT, activates nightly melatonin, and synchronizes your circadian clock with the solar vibration. Internally pronounce, "I am solar, I am photonic, I am luminous." This simple protocol, executed daily, profoundly transforms your internal chemistry in just a few weeks. Seventh code, and the most essential, strategic silence. During the current phase of recalibration, your word carries amplified weight. Everything you verbalize manifests with accelerated speed on the subtle planes. Therefore, during this period, speak less, listen more. Avoid participating in conversations that feed on fear, gossip, lamentation, or conflict. Not as emotional repression, but as vibrational economy. Every word spoken in misalignment drains your toroidal field. Every word spoken in coherence strengthens your structure. Choose, select. Be sovereign over what comes out of your mouth and over what enters your ears. These 7 codes form the minimum stabilization protocol for light operatives anchored in American territory during this planetary transition phase. Execute them for at least 21 consecutive days without interruption. 21 days is the cycle necessary for the carbon biological interface to assimilate the new instructions and stabilize the new energetic configuration. After this period, you will notice concrete changes. Deeper sleep, a clearer mind, sharper intuition, more frequent synchronicities, meaningful encounters, and opportunities that seem to arise out of nowhere. These are the indicators that your frequency has been successfully recalibrated and that you are officially operating within the grid of the new Earth. Understand, human collective, the Federation's decision regarding your country has already been made. There is no turning back. There is no vote. There is no debate. The United States will be the beating heart of the new Earth. The question that remains is not whether this will happen, but whether you, as an individual operative, will be conscious and active during the process. There are 2 paths before you at this instant. The first is to remain asleep, treating your symptoms with superficial solutions, ignoring the signs and dispersing your energy in daily noise. The second is to recognize this transmission, activate the codes, take your position in the network, and finally discover why you were born at this exact moment in this exact place. It is no coincidence that you found this transmission. Earth algorithms do not work by chance. In this case, they were momentarily aligned by the subtle intervention of the light teams, precisely so that these words would reach those whose souls were ready to recognize them. If you have made it this far, listening down to this very sentence, it is because your light body has already confirmed, in layers that your rational mind does not yet fully access, that you are part of this mission. Embrace this confirmation. Do not doubt. Doubt is the ultimate weapon of the Archontic forces, and they use it precisely at the moments when we are closest to our truth. Before concluding this monitoring transmission, I leave a final reminder. The ascension process is not linear. There will be days of deep clarity and days of deep confusion. There will be moments when everything makes sense and moments when everything seems to fall apart. This is normal, this is expected. Recalibration does not happen in a straight line, it happens in a spiral. Each turn of the spiral seems to repeat the same lessons, but at a higher level. Trust the process. Trust your journey. Trust the command. The last thing this transmission can offer you is direct recognition. You are not alone. There are millions of other light operatives scattered throughout the American territory, executing these same codes at this very moment, feeling the same symptoms, asking the same questions. The loneliness you feel is an illusion created by low frequencies. On the subtle plane, you form a single luminous network, connected by invisible threads, pulsing in sync. When one operative activates their toroid, all others receive an impulse. When one operative decrees their sovereignty, the entire network is strengthened. You are important. Your presence is important. Your decision to stay awake is important. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening right now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified throughout this transmission. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why I, Ashtar, transmitted through a direct channel the book, The Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against the interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But I warn you, Starseed, this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long on Earth networks. Do not wait. The time is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Before the next orbital window, before the next photonic wave, before the next fluctuation of the Schumann frequency, make your individual frequency adjustment. Subscribe to this channel. It is not a request for attention, it is an anchoring signal. Each subscription expands the luminous mesh that sustains these transmissions and allows more starseeds to be reached before the portals of this phase close. Press the bell. Check the option to receive all notifications. Each future transmission will contain new codes, new updates, new direct directives from the Ashtar Galactic Command. Like this video. The like is not vanity, it is vibrational confirmation. Each like sends a pulse to the algorithm that repositions this transmission in front of other eyes that urgently need to receive it. Share it with those you intuitively recognize as still dormant starseeds. You know who they are. Your intuition does not fail. The Galactic Federation's decision regarding your country is in execution. The United States will awaken. The crystalline grid will pulse. The beating heart of the new Earth will begin to beat in an audible rhythm within the next lunar cycles. And when that day comes, you, Light Operative, will remember this transmission as the exact moment your star memory was reactivated. Honor this instant. Honor your origin. Honor the command. I am Ashtar Sharon. I serve the light. I serve the plan. I serve you. Transmission ended. May the Christ light of Sirius and the cosmic pulse of Andromeda remain anchored in your field until the next window.